Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and valuable coins ever minted out, the 1965 Lincoln penny. If you've ever wondered how a penny could possibly be worth a small fortune, stick around, because you might be sitting on a gold mine without even knowing it. In this video, we'll uncover the history, rarity, and the unbelievable value of the 1965 Lincoln penny, and why it could fetch up to a staggering $1.7 million. Let's get started. The history of the 1965 Lincoln penny. To understand why the 1965 Lincoln penny is so valuable, we first need to take a step back and look at its history. The Lincoln penny, designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, was first introduced in 1909. It's been one of the most iconic coins in American history, featuring the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, fast forward to 1965. The year 1965 was a significant one for U.S. coins. It was the year the U.S. Treasury made a crucial change in the metal composition of coins. Due to a national coin shortage caused by rising silver prices, the U.S. government decided to remove silver from coins like the dime, quarter, and half dollar. The change was supposed to affect all denominations, but the penny was a bit different. Up until then, pennies were made primarily of copper. But in 1965, the composition was changed to a mix of copper and zinc. However, something interesting happened. Not all the pennies minted in 1965 followed this new formula. Some of the pennies were struck with a higher copper content, and these era pennies have since become the talk of the numismatic world. The rare era penny. In 1965, there were some pennies struck with the old composition, made almost entirely of copper. These are the rare era pennies that are now incredibly valuable. These pennies were never supposed to exist, but due to a mix-up at the mint, a small number of them made it onto circulation. Now, you might be wondering, what makes these pennies worth so much? Well, the rarity and the mistake are what make them so desirable to collectors. As a result, the value of these rare 1965 copper pennies has skyrocketed in recent years. The worth of the 1965 Lincoln penny. So, how much are these era pennies worth? It's important to note that not every 1965 Lincoln penny is worth a fortune. Only those that were struck with the higher copper content have that special value. These rare pennies can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to tens of thousands, depending on their condition and how well they were preserved. But, there's one particular penny, known as the pristine 1965 copper penny, that has made headlines for its jaw-dropping price. This specific penny sold for an astonishing $1.7 million in an auction. Why? Because it's one of the few known examples of a 1965 penny that was struck with nearly pure copper. It is in excellent condition and is considered one of the most important finds in the world of numismatics. What makes these era pennies so valuable? To understand why those era pennies are so valuable, we need to talk about rarity and condition. The rare 1965 pennies are highly sought after by collectors because of the unusual composition and the fact that only a handful of them are ever minted. The key factors that determine the value of these coins include: 1. Rarity. There were only a few of those copper era pennies struck in 1965. They are incredibly rare, and that rarity drives up their value. 2. Condition. The condition of the penny matters a lot. A well-preserved penny that has been kept in mint condition is far more valuable than one that is heavily worn or damaged. 3. Authenticity. Given the extraordinary price these era pennies can fetch, they are often the target of counterfeiters. A certified, authentic coin from a trusted grading company will always fetch a higher price. How can you identify a rare 1965 Lincoln penny? So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1965 pennies? There are a few key indicators. Weight. The copper content in the rare 1965 pennies is slightly higher than the standard zinc-copper blend. The coin may weigh a little more than the usual 2.5 grams. Appearance. If you notice that your 1965 penny has a distinct copper color compared to the typical zinc-coated ones, it may be an error coin. Magnet test. The standard 1965 penny will not stick to a magnet. However, a rare 1965 copper penny might have magnetic properties due to the higher copper content. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1965 Lincoln penny might look like just another regular coin, but for the right collector, it could be worth a small fortune. The rarer pennies struck with high copper content are some of the most valuable and sought after. Welcome back to the channel. If you think the world of coin collecting is all about old, rare coins, think again. Rarest coins today, we're diving into a coin from the 1960s that could be hiding in your collection and be worth an incredible amount of money. The 1964D Lincoln penny. At first glance, this coin may look like just another cent, but it has a surprising history and a potential value that could reach a staggering $1.5 million. In today's video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about the 1964D Lincoln penny, including its history, why it's so valuable, and how you can spot one if you happen to have it. Stick around, because this penny is definitely worth more than you might think. The history of the 1964D Lincoln penny. Let's start by taking a look at the background of the 1964D Lincoln penny and its place in U.S. coinage. The Lincoln cent, featuring the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, was first designed by artist Victor David Brenner in 1909. It's one of the most well-known and longest-running designs in U.S. coin history. For over a century, the Lincoln penny has gone through various design changes, but it's always maintained the image of Lincoln, first on the obverse and later the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which first appeared in 1959. The 1964D Lincoln penny was part of the standard series of coins struck by the U.S. Mint. During this year, millions of pennies were produced in various mints, including the Denver Mint, which is denoted by the D Mint mark. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which was the typical composition for pennies at the time. There was nothing particularly unusual about the design or materials of the 1964D penny when it was first minted, but what sets this coin apart is a rare and valuable error that occurred during the production process. The rare error, 1964D Lincoln penny with a double die obverse. Now, here's where things get really interesting. In 1964, a very rare error occurred with some of the Lincoln pennies minted as the Denver Mint. The error, known as a double die strike, resulted in a doubling effect on certain parts of the coin's design. This was caused by a misalignment of the die used in the minting process, causing the image of the coin to be struck more than once. In the case of the 1964D Lincoln penny, the double die error was most noticeable on the obverse of the coin, specifically in the letters of the word liberty and the numbers in the date 1964. If you look closely at the coin, you'll see a subtle but noticeable doubling effect, where the lettering and numbers appear thicker and misaligned. It's a slight but clear error that was rare enough to make these pennies highly desirable among collectors. The double die error can sometimes be difficult to spot with the naked eye, especially if you're not familiar with what you're looking for. But once you learn how to identify the telltale signs, you'll be able to spot these error coins with ease. Why is the 1964D Lincoln penny so valuable? So, what makes the 1964D Lincoln penny with a double die error so valuable? There are a few key reasons why this coin commands such a high price in the market. 1. Rarity. The double die error on the 1964D Lincoln penny is extremely rare. While millions of 1964D pennies were struck, only a small fraction of them featured this particular error. Most of these error coins were either never noticed, spent, or damaged over time, leaving very few in circulation. The rarity of these error coins is what makes them so valuable to collectors. 2. Condition. As with any collectible coin, condition plays a huge role in determining its value. A coin that's been well preserved and shows minimal signs of wear is worth far more than one that's been circulated or damaged. For the 1964D double die penny, coins that are in excellent condition, with sharp details and no significant scratches or discoloration, are especially valuable. If you happen to find one in mint condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. 3. Demand. Error coins like the 1964D Lincoln penny have a strong following among collectors. Some people specialize in collecting coins with minting mistakes, and the 1964D double die penny is one of the most sought-after error coins from the 1960s. As more collectors and investors become aware of the rarity and value of these coins, demand continues to rise, driving up prices in the market. 4. Certification and grading. When it comes to rare and valuable coins, certification is crucial. A certified coin is one that has been graded and authenticated by a professional grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These services assign a grade to the coin based on its condition, which directly impacts its market value. A 1964D double die penny that's been professionally graded and certified can sell for much higher prices than one that hasn't been authenticated. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. How much is the 1964D Lincoln penny worth? Now, let's talk about how much the 1964D Lincoln penny with the double die error is actually worth. While most 1964D pennies are only worth their face value of 1 cent, a coin with this error can sell for significantly more. In fact, depending on its condition and whether it has been professionally graded, a 1964D double die penny can be worth anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand. In some rare cases, especially for those in pristine condition with the right level of doubling, the 1964D Lincoln penny has been known to fetch even higher prices. The most valuable 1964D double die pennies have sold for as much as $1.5 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right, the $1.5 million for a penny. This record-breaking sale shows just how valuable these error coins can be when they are in exceptional condition and properly authenticated. How to identify a 1964D double die Lincoln penny. If you think you might have a 1964D Lincoln penny with the double die error, here's how you can identify it. Look at the date. The most noticeable place to check for the double die error is in the date 1964. The numbers will appear doubled, with extra thickness or shadows visible, particularly in the 9 and 6. Inspect the word Liberty and In God We Trust. These letters on the obverse of the coin may also show signs of doubling. Look carefully for a second set of letters or shadows beside the primary ones. Use magnification. The doubling can be subtle, so it's best to use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look at the details. Check for other signs of wear or damage. Remember that coins in pristine condition are the most valuable, so be sure to check for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration that might lower the value. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1964D Lincoln penny with the double die error is a coin that could be hiding a small fortune. Due to its rarity, condition, and the strong demand among collectors, this error penny can be worth up to $1.5 million or more if it's in excellent condition and has been properly certified. So, the next time you're going through your spare change, be sure to take a closer look at any 1964D pennies you come across. You might just find yourself holding a rare and valuable piece of American history. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin content. And if you think you have a 1964D double die penny, leave a comment below and let us know. You could be sitting on a goldmine. Outro. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep searching for rare coins in your collection. You never know what hidden treasures you might find. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Hey there, coin collectors and enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable coins in American history, the 1971 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may seem like just another regular penny, But this particular coin has a rare and intriguing story behind it. With a surprising history and an astonishing price tag, a 1971 Lincoln penny could be worth up to a staggering $1.4 million. Stick around as we explore why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and why it's become one of the most coveted pennies among collectors. The history of the 1971 Lincoln penny. To understand the significance of the 1971 Lincoln penny, we first need to take a look at the history of the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln penny, designed by Victor David Brenner, first debuted in 1909, and it's been a staple of U.S. currency ever since. Featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, the design has remained one of the most recognizable symbols in American coinage. Fast forward to 1971, the U.S. Mint was going through a transitional period in the early 1970s, primarily due to the rising costs of metals used in coin production. In 1971, the penny was still made primarily of copper, and the U.S. Mint struck a significant number of Lincoln pennies at the San Francisco Mint, marked by the S Mint mark. Most of the 1971 Lincoln pennies were struck with no errors, but one particular variety, with a rare and unique feature, stands out as one of the most valuable error coins in history. The 1971 S-proof Lincoln penny. In 1971, the U.S. Mint produced both regular circulation coins and special proof coins for collectors. Proof coins are specially struck with a high level of detail and are designed for collectors rather than circulation. The 1971 S-proof penny was intended to be part of a special proof set, which included coins from the San Francisco Mint, intended for serious collectors and numismatists. At the time, the U.S. Mint had a reputation for creating high-quality proof coins, but something unusual happened with some of the 1971 pennies. A rare error occurred during production. The 1971 S-proof penny, which was supposed to have the typical design, featured a subtle but significant flaw that set it apart from its counterparts. Some of the proof pennies were struck with an unusually high amount of detail in the design, creating what's known as a double die error. The error involved doubling in the numbers of the date, 1971, and sometimes on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." These doubling errors occurred when the die used to strike the coins was misaligned, causing the design to be struck more than once, resulting in a doubled image on the coin. While the minting process for most 1971 pennies went smoothly, these error coins were created due to a rare misalignment of the die. Why the 1971 Lincoln penny is so valuable? Now you might be wondering, why are these 1971 Lincoln pennies worth so much? The key factors here are rarity, condition, and the high level of collector demand. Let's break them down. 1. Rarity. The rarity of the 1971 double die penny is one of the primary factors that makes it so valuable. Only a small number of these error pennies were produced, and many of them were quickly circulated or damaged. As a result, finding one in good condition today is incredibly rare. There were only a handful of these error coins known to exist in the world, and as time goes on, their rarity only increases. 2. Condition. Condition is a huge determining factor when it comes to the value of coins. A 1971 penny that has been well preserved, with minimal wear, scratches, or discoloration, will fetch a much higher price than one that has been heavily circulated. Proof coins like the 1971 are already minted with a higher level of detail and care, making them more likely to survive in excellent condition. But it's the well-preserved examples of the double-die 1971 pennies that are truly worth a fortune. 3. Certification and grading. To determine the value of a 1971 Lincoln penny, collectors and investors rely heavily on certification and grading. Coins are graded based on their condition, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is. Certified coins, graded by professional organizations such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are considered more valuable and trustworthy. A certified 1971S double die penny in high grade can command astronomical prices at auctions, with some examples selling for over $1 million. 4. Collector demand. The demand for rare coins drives their market value, and the 1971S double die penny has a significant following among collectors. This coin is part of the broader category of rare coins, which are highly prized by numismatists and coin collectors. As more people become aware of the rarity and value of the 1971S double die penny, its price continues to rise. The worth of the 1971S Lincoln penny. So, how much can you expect to get for a 1971S Lincoln penny? While the typical 1971S penny is worth its face value of 1 cent, the error coins can sell for much, much more. A 1971S Lincoln penny with a double die error could be worth thousands of dollars if it's in decent condition. But if it's in excellent condition and has been certified by a professional grading service, it can easily fetch 6 figures or more. In fact, the highest price ever paid for a 1971S double die Lincoln penny was an astounding $1.4 million. This record-breaking sale underscores just how valuable these rare coins can do when they are in exceptional condition and have been authenticated by a reliable grading company. How to identify a valuable 1971S Lincoln penny. If you think you might have one of these valuable error coins, here's how to identify it. Examine the date. Look closely at the date on the obverse of the coin. The most noticeable feature of a double die error is the doubling of the numbers, particularly the 1 and 7 in 1971. The doubling will appear as a shadow or extra image of the digits. Inspect Liberty and In God We Trust. The letters in these words may also show signs of doubling. This is typically subtle, but with magnification, you can spot it. Check the mint mark. The mint mark on the reverse of the coin may also show slight doubling, but it's not as prominent as the doubling on the date and the words. Use magnification. The doubling is often difficult to spot with the naked eye, so it's best to use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look at the details. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1971S Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin, but for the right collector, it's a potential gold mine. The rare double die error on this coin has made it one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world. With a price tag that could reach up to $1.4 million, the 1971S Lincoln penny is an incredible piece of American history that's worth keeping an eye out for. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more coin-related content. Also, if you think you might have a valuable 1971S penny, let us know in the comments below. You might just have a rare treasure on your hands. Outro. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Keep looking through your change, you never know what hidden gems might be waiting for you. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Hello, coin enthusiasts and history lovers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world, the 1975D Lincoln penny. It may look like just another penny, but this particular coin is special. With its intriguing history and remarkable value, a 1975D penny could potentially be worth up to $1.4 million. Stick with me as we explore why this coin has such a high price tag, the story behind it, and how you might come across one of these valuable pieces of numismatic history. The history of the 1975D Lincoln penny. Before we get into the value of this rare coin, it's essential to understand a little about the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny has been part of U.S. currency since 1909, featuring the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and, originally, a wheat design on the reverse. This was changed in 1959 to the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which is still used today, though the design was modified slightly in 2009 for the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln penny. Now, Let's fast forward to 1975. The U.S. Mint had been experiencing a period of transition during the 1970s due to increasing production demands and changes in the economy. In 1975, the U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies to keep up with their high demand for small change in circulation. During this time, the Denver Mint produced a significant number of 1,975 Lincoln pennies, which are today of particular interest to collectors and investors. The unique 1,975 Lincoln penny era. Now, here's where things get really interesting. What sets the 1,975 Lincoln penny apart from other pennies is the rare error that occurred during its production. The standard design of the Lincoln penny was produced using a single date, 1975, and struck with the standard alloy of copper and zinc. However, due to an unusual mistake at the Denver Mint, some 1,975 pennies were accidentally struck with the wrong reverse design, featuring a double die or overdate error. These errors made their way into circulation and, over time, were forgotten. What is a double die error? A double die occurs when the coin is struck twice in the same place, leading to multiple impressions of the design on the coin. This kind of error happens when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned and strikes the same area more than once, creating a doubled image. In the case of the 1,975 Lincoln penny, this resulted in a subtle doubling of the date, particularly noticeable on the 7 in 1975 and the D Mint mark. This error is extremely rare, and finding a 1,975 penny with this characteristic is akin to discovering a treasure. These error coins have become highly sought after by collectors, and they can fetch incredible prices at auctions. The worth of the 1,975 Lincoln penny. So, how much can a 1,975 Lincoln penny with a double die error actually be worth? It depends on its condition, but we're talking about some seriously big numbers. In general, most regular 1,975 pennies in circulation are worth only their face value of 1 cent. However, if you happen to have one of the rare double die 1,975 Lincoln pennies, its value can be much higher. A well-preserved 1,975 penny with a double die error could fetch thousands of dollars, but some specimens have been known to sell for even higher amounts. The most valuable 1,975 Lincoln penny with a double die error sold for an incredible $1.4 million at a recent auction. This price tag is a reflection of both the rarity of the coin and its incredible condition. Only a handful of these error pennies are known to exist, and as a result, the price for one of these rare pieces of American history can skyrocket. Factors that determine the value of the 1,975 Lincoln penny. Now that you know the potential worth of the 1,975 penny, you're probably wondering what factors contribute to the high value of these error coins. Let's break it down. 1. Rarity. The rarity of the double die 1,975 Lincoln penny is what makes it so valuable. Only a small number of these error coins were ever produced, making them extremely hard to find today. The fact that most of them were circulated and spent only adds to their scarcity. 2. Condition. The condition of the penny plays a huge role in determining its worth. Coins that have been well preserved with minimal wear are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. A coin that's in mint condition, especially one with a double die error clearly visible, will command a much higher price. 3. Certification. When it comes to valuable coins, authenticity is key. A certified coin from a reputable grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, will have a higher value than an uncertified coin. Certification.